On the count of three, if you could shout out the words you picked, and I promise I wouldn't do this unless I believed in you. So like we're together on this. All right, on the count of three. 1, 2, 3.
Protein.
Beautiful, music to my ears. Hey, absolutely, we have protein-rich food. We learned that hair and nails and muscles have something to do with proteins, and so today we're gonna talk some proteins. We've been learning a lot about DNA and working our way up to proteins. And so we've been looking at the microscopic level where we're focusing on DNA in the cell, and now we're starting to see how proteins affect us. Because first, we're gonna brainstorm what we already know so we don't repeat. And then we'll talk about some new knowledge and track that new knowledge as a class. And last but not least, I'm actually gonna form my lesson for tomorrow based on the questions you have about proteins. So if there's something that doesn't get answered today, we already have it on the list for tomorrow. So I'm really excited about that. It's really important to make sure the students have a framework to work in. A lot of times when it's just blank, they go blank too. And so when they have that framework, they can start with something and all of a sudden their brain starts to fill in those gaps. And this chart gives way to where students have the opportunity to take ownership of their learning. The chart is broken up into two pieces, all right? We're gonna be focusing on that top piece. We're looking at what we know, things that we want to know about proteins, and how we're actually going to carry that out and learn about proteins. And yesterday I remember that our lesson was about amino acids making proteins. So I know that amino acids make proteins. All right, hey, our next step. You guys are gonna brainstorm one idea for your know, one thing you want to know, and one thing of how we're going to figure it out.
I know the amino acids make proteins, but the RNA makes the amino acids to make the protein.
Learning happens when they're doing the activities. Learning happens when they're walking things through. Learning's happening whenever they're talking about it and getting to soak on the information you gave. So it's an integral piece to teaching science and any other topic, especially if you have group members that know a lot about the topic. It can help out those team members that may not know as much. And with our learned, we want to get our sentence starter rolling because there's just going to be so much information. And so let's go ahead and write together. I found out that. What this lets us do is we can just bullet point list things that pop up in the video. The other one I want to set up is how we're going to apply it. And this is anytime you're watching the video and you're like, oh my gosh, I can actually apply this to my life. I can see myself using this. Our English language learners got a lot of support when it came to writing. So having those sentence frames and having to write what was on the board helps them with their writing. But also whenever we took that and had students read out the sentences out loud, they're having to practice their reading skills, their speaking skills, they're hearing their peers say it properly, they're hearing the words. That's also why we kept it nice and simple, where that sentence starter was much shorter than what students could give us. It helps our ELs put the words into order and write it properly. All right, team, let's hear it over here.
Proteins like antibodies help us fight germs and keep us healthy.
Beautiful. I was a little worried about the lesson that we were doing tomorrow, and incorporating this today really made it to where I feel that the students are going to be well prepared. It gives them a chance to soak on the information, and then we can apply so many things we saw today whenever we're working tomorrow, and I'm really excited about it.